Alright, good morning. Today we are going to be finishing up the hat channel. We have the row that sits all the way at our corner. I'll be doing that on both sides. And then I'm going to check the layout for the top hat channel. I believe it's supposed to start at the peak and you work your way down, but I believe that there's going to be one right at the corner as well. So once I get the hat channel on, then we'll be moving on to the back wall. So hopefully this goes good. I'm just going to be working by myself this morning. It's going to be so muddy. I think working outside in the mud is one of the more annoying things. Not exactly sure how I'm going to do this. So from what I can tell, based off these measurements, it looks like they want the center of the hat channel to be about the center of this. That's what we're going to go for. 3 3/8. Well, that wasn't very smart of me. Alright, we're going to try something different here. Perfect. We'll leave the hat channel loose up here. Still have to do our eave corner. Maybe I'll address that right now, but we'll figure it out. I'm not a huge fan of putting my ladder on that end truss just yet. Alright, first piece is up. Starting on this middle truss here, I'll make my mark, put a clamp. Then I'll be taking a hat channel up, matching it with that one side since we know it's good, and we'll just keep moving down. Thankfully we only got 2 more to go. So well, I think it looks good. We are going to leave each of our end walls loose for now. Now it's time to move on to the other side. Alright, we have finished up the upper hat channel and it went pretty good. Took a little bit of math and using the clamps to help me hold the pieces in place. What I'm going to start now is the back wall. We got these T-base similar to the starter rail on the walls. So I'm going to go and sort out the sections, and once we get that put together, then I'll be doing some concrete anchors and we can bolt it down and then build it up. Nice. So far we're looking good. Each of these is going to sit about an inch in on this side because our truss is 2 inches wide and these are 3 inches wide. There's cross members that go between here, and then we have a bracket, a T bracket here, and then just a regular bracket where it attaches to the end wall. Once we get a few of those installed, we will use a strap to square up our wall. If we can get this wall secured, then we can feel confident bolting our truss up. I might lay out some of the pieces for this wall. Once again, all the hardware we've been using that they provided is pretty solid stuff. Been happy with the build quality and no complaints at all. I think it's going to be a really solid structure. So what I'm going to do is match my hat channel, just that way it looks consistent from the inside and keep our nailing consistent all the way around. So it's looking pretty good. I'm happy with the progress I made. When you work by yourself, you know, you have to accept that you're not going to get as much done as maybe you wanted, but I think we're at a good stopping point. I'll see you guys in the morning. Welcome back. Last night, we got our brackets installed in our first horizontal row in place. Just friction fit, no screws going through. Tonight is going to be the first video recording that I think we're going to try with some light, just because I want to continue making progress. And I bet you within an hour it's going to be dark. We still got a lot of work to do between the hat channel on the roof and our front wall. I'm going to start taking some measurements and screwing these down, and whatever I come up with, I will just center this piece. So Milwaukee mini square. I think everyone should have a tiny square. So the distance at the bottom on this one was 61 1/8, and these pieces are 60 3/4, so we ended up just gapping each side by 3/16. So real quick before I forget, when it comes to tape measures, I've always purchased the Stanley Fat Max tapes. I just think that they have great reach. I don't know, I just always ended up using them. The Husky, just the 25-foot tape measures, I've been buying these. They have a similar width. They're kind of like they're almost like the Milwaukee feel, but the Milwaukees I don't like because they have that, I don't know, they just have like a weird texture to them. So tape measure recommendation if you're looking for a cheap but decent set. I think a 2-pack of the 25 footers was like 20 bucks. These are good. Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to be working on finishing up this back wall. We have some horizontal pieces to get put in. Here's maybe a better idea of the brackets we're going to be using. They're this little 90-degree channel, and I'm going to put one on each side of the stud, and then this side here is going to go against the inside of our truss. So on the front side here, what I'm going to start by doing is finishing up the remainder of all of our bolts that attach the garage door framing to our studs all the way up, our king studs, if you will. We're going to start on this front door. Alright, the rough opening that these doors are calling for that I want to buy are 40 inches wide and 82 and a half tall. Oh, there's a door opening. I can already see it now. Now the difference in rough opening between a door and a window. On a window, you want to frame your height and width to the dimension that it is, and then your window's actually typically a ½ inch shorter all the way around, so that way you shim it. So I don't think that was as bad as it looked. I think it's just because I'm using this soft rubber mallet. But hopefully this gives you an idea of what all the other windows are going to be like. I'll probably do those tomorrow, and hopefully we can get the hat channel on. I'm going to call it a night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Today we are going to finish up our windows. It's a little windy today, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I was at Home Depot and I bought these suspenders for my bags. These things, I've been wearing them for like 5 minutes, and this is like already a game changer, so. we go. 3 windows done. Alright. Quick snack break. But what we're going to do next is start doing our roof hat channel. I was looking at the drawings, and where the wall and the eave meet on that little turn down bracket we put in, our hat channel, the first row will start there at the edge. And then our spacing calls for 2 foot 7 9/16. After the hat channel is installed, we have a rat run we need to do on the bottom chord of each truss. And then at that point we're pretty much done. So let's start working on the hat channel. Alright, with the hat channel, I started by working with the 12-foot pieces, flushed up the first one, and then pulled my center mark and worked my way up. I made a quick layout mark on each of them depending on the width of the wall, so that way I could continue the spacing. Typically it was 5 feet, but whatever it was, I just made a mark and then knew where to center up my truss. Occasionally I had to use a ratchet strap to pull trusses together, or I made a board that would spread the trusses apart to be the exact width I needed to be. At certain points I got maxed out on the ladder. I think I got 5 runs done at first, so I'll have to continue the rest tomorrow. It started to rain and got pretty dark. The next day just continued working on the other side of the roof. Hat channel was going in a lot easier based off what I had learned the previous day. I was going through the kit trying to sort out the remaining pieces I'd need for the roof, and discovered that we had some custom width hat channel. These were supposed to be used where the original window layout was, but we had modified where we wanted the windows and accidentally used up some of the longer pieces which were meant to go on the roof. Not a big deal. The drawing also called for what they call a rat run, which is a piece of hat channel that runs and connects each bottom chord of your truss together. This gives your trusses more strength and they tie back to your wall. I was luckily able to use that hat channel to finish out the roof and keep it consistent. I ended up using 2x4s to do the rat run, and I made these 2 nailers on the front and back trusses, then connected each of the trusses together with the 2x4, and this also gave me a walkway point where I was able to climb up and finish the last 2 runs of hat channel. We hope you guys have been enjoying the series. It's been a lot of work, but it's been really fun, and we still have more to go. We have our metal arriving later this week, and then we'll be installing doors and windows. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Hey!